Okay, this is the first lab in Physics 115, and it's designed for you to see what the data looks like as something plummets to the ground and to measure the acceleration of gravity and to learn Excel. Okay, on the left you'll see what a standard tape would look like miniaturized to match this PowerPoint. You can see that each set of dots is farther apart from the next. This would indicate that you're under acceleration. And the values are in centimeters, and the dot spacing is always 1/60th of a second here. And so we're measuring the acceleration of gravity, and we can also calculate what the initial velocity was when it dropped from the plumb bob. And so over here on the side table, you can see the rough setup we would be using in the lab room. So you have the Behr Freefall device, 2-meter sticks, masking tape so you can tape the tape firmly down to a table, a spark timer that will give you 1/60th of a second dot, a low voltage power supply to hold the bob in place that's going to be dropping down, and the timing tape, which is a tape impregnated with chalk dust. So we attach the electromagnet to the low voltage power supply. We attach the Behr Freefall device to the spark timer. We put the tape in as indicated. And then we attach the plumb bob to the electrified electromagnet. And then while holding down the spark timer switch, we turn off the electromagnet and it will spark, setting off the curves. It's a very simple, easy, quick data taking. And we found we can hold the electromagnet to as low as 2 volts without damage. And again on the side you see the results of the tape. So in graphing, you're going to the insert page, and as all good scientists, we're going to select scatter. Stay away from combo. It is bad. It will give you nasty results when you least expect it. It will try and force you into combo. Do not let it. So in this case, they blocked it out. They went to insert. They hit scatter, they pulled down scatter, and they said, okay, I want collecting lines. Do you need it? No. But sometimes this is the one to go so you can see how the dots are connected and how crappy or good your data is. When you go to velocity or time, you want to select it without dots so you can put in a trend line analysis. And so these screenshots show you what it will look like on each and every page. And then I show you where to go for the chart types. And this happens to be screenshots from 2016. It's more similar to 2013 than 2007. You want to see what it looks like in 2007? Look in the extracted page manual, because that's where I left it. Okay, so to set up the chart, to put in axes, scale the size of the grid. To darken the grid lines, we're going to click on Chart Elements. Now up here you see these screens. You can click on them to see various styles. If you have a style you like, this is a shortcut. But you're still going to have to label the chart title, position it, label the axis title, position it, and you can see that when I screenshotted, no matter how much I blew up, it was blurry. So I typed them here so you could see what it actually says. And I told you exactly what to type in, what to click on, what to go and label it as so that you could get it. Then we talk about major grid lines, labeling, formatting those grid lines comes next. So over here, you do a right click, and it'll let you at the bottom format axes. These are your format axis control. You can put in minimum and maximum numbers, or you can let it default to automatic. You can put in major and minor axes. You can make it go automatic, or you can tell it where you want to do the grid slip. You can want to put the maximum value on the axis so it won't show anymore. You can tell them to display units, so it'll actually put the number on each of those dots. You could put this on a logarithmic scale, or like me, you could say, no, I don't want 0 to be on the bottom and 160 on the top, reverse them. And that's exactly how I made the little bar on the side. You can put tick marks, you can put labels, you can put how many decimal places you want to show. For instance, you may not want 160 to read 160.00. So you would click on number and tell it no decimal places. Then to format the grid line, you would click on any grid line, say I don't want the line or I want a solid line, and you can tell it how dark you want it, what color you want it, or you can make it automatic. Isn't that cool? Okay, so if you've done all that, you've gone here. And now you basically want to copy your displacement versus time and edit it so you can get this. So what I've done is I clicked on the data series, and at the top of your grid, you can simply change the C column and make it the E column. At that point, you've got velocity versus time, and if you've set it on automatic, the grids will automatically change, and the time is perfectly fine. Your velocity, you might want to edit a little bit, and then you want to set in a trend line by clicking on the data and say add trend line analysis, and in this case, I checked the display equations on chart. This should give you the same value as slope and intercept. You can actually get the statistics by hitting display R squared value on chart. You have the choice of straight line, exponential, logarithmic, poly, so you can actually curve fit raw data to see what kind of equation would be produced. This is a very powerful function. When they took away some of the data analysis tools out of Excel, they're still in your graphics functions. Isn't that great? Okay, lastly, I edited for acceleration versus time. You figure it out. You've learned enough now. You want to submit your Excel file with analysis and comments. This means results. You analyze the data. You tell what might be crap, what not be crap. Be aware that sometimes you're going to get really crappy data on acceleration. Make sure you only scale 0 to 2000. Lastly, where is all this based? It's based on statistics and matrix theory and Kramer's rule. And so I actually put the underlying foundations of your linear intercept on slope and your data regression analysis. It comes out of Calc 1 and 2 and all the functions thereof. And so this is the stage on statistics I thought you might want to look at. And again, reminding you what your data actually was.